What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We have a bunch of news stories today and a handful of questions. So with that said, let's dive right into the tech news. Our first story of the day is an Apple story, and it's about what they're going to do. They have an event coming up that they just announced. It's going to be coming up on next week, actually, October 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific. It says, please join us for a special Apple event, broadcasting from Apple Park. Watch it online at apple.com. Unleashed. And what are they going to be talking about? And as you can see, it looks like they're going to be talking about their upcoming M1X MacBook Pros, rumored to feature 120 Hz displays with mini LED. Now, we can probably lock the display information in due to the fact that Mr. Ross Young, who I've had on my channel before and has a fantastic track record and is deep in the throes of anything that has to do with displays, said panel suppliers are the same between the iPad Pros and the MacBook Pros. They use LG displays and Sharps, expecting similar technology, oxide backplanes, mini LED backlights, and 120 Hz refresh rates. Mini LEDs, 100% confirmed. So you're looking at a more powerful MacBook. This is the most powerful silicon that they released so far. M1 was it, and now M1X will be it. And if you're looking to get a laptop, these should be fantastic laptops. I actually love MacBooks. So you're looking at the 18th and then probably releasing the very next week. So you're probably looking like around the 25th or the 27th for release. Not bad. Little heads up, as you can see from the headline, Samsung has improved the Galaxy Buds 2 stability with a new firmware update. So if you have those buds, go into your Galaxy Wearable app and you can download the new update. If you're getting the Galaxy S22 Ultra and you're coming from the S21 Ultra, be forewarned, the S22 Ultra will be heavier, more weight in your hand. Does that mean quality? Does it mean bigger battery? What does that mean? Well, just to show you the differences here, 240 grams per Ice Universe for the S22 Ultra, whereas the S21 Ultra was weighed in at 229 grams. So not a huge difference, but there is a difference on there. But you know what? Whatever. Don't make it as heavy as you want, but make it heavy enough so that we get great battery life and we get a solid device. And they're not gonna make the battery bigger. It's still gonna be 5,000 milliamps, and that's what it was last year, but still, whatever. Maybe it's better build or whatever. With that said, let's take some looks at the new Galaxy S22 Ultra color that's gonna be coming out. It's a burgundy color, burgundy red, and we'll go over some of the specs as well. So this information is coming out of Let's Go Digital's website. I'll link it down below so you can take a look. And if you don't salivate over this, especially if you have an old Note phone, I don't know what will. So showing off, you see the black, the white, and the burgundy red, all with that beautiful S Pen on the back that will sit. If you look at the bottom of that white phone, it's probably the easiest one to see. The bottom right, it'll be in the bottom left, but when it's on its face, it'll be the bottom right. You'll put that S Pen, and you're gonna get the improved quad camera setup on those phones, and then obviously as well as that burgundy color. And then when we take a closer look at the camera setup, per what they're thinking it will probably look like and what Ice Universe is telling them it'll probably look like, it'll be that P-shaped design, but it won't be connected. It'll be slightly separated from what camera designs they've had in the past with that. It's also still rumored to have that 100x space zoom, so that when you do photos and things like that from far distance away, you can get some pretty cool stuff. Do that zoom lock function, which will probably also be found in the new model. That feature ensures that the subject remains in focus even when you zoom in far. Also 8K video, don't forget about that. Galaxy S22 in the burgundy red, closer up with that beautiful S Pen. What do you think with the squared off edges? For the most part, more squared off ever than any other S line, which would look more like our Note, your guys' beloved Note. I'm not a huge Note fan. I was in the past, but now I'm more of a foldable fan. But yeah, that's definitely a premium feel in your hand, that squared off design. And then also remember, this should run Android 12 OS with One UI 4, and the overall design of the software and stuff's gonna be a little bit more playful probably than it was in the past. And then also powering this device could be potentially dependent upon where you live, the Exynos 2200 or the Snapdragon 898, and potentially probably up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Your battery should be, like I said earlier, 5,000 milliamps, so you'd be able to get a fairly good battery life out of this with that 5,000 milliamp battery with potentially 65 watts of fast charging. And looking at probably most likely February or January of 2022 as the release date for that S22 Ultra. So with that said, let's throw into your question of the day. What are you looking forward to most in the S22 Ultra? Is it the new design, squared off edges? Is it the built-in S Pen? Is it the new camera and camera design? What is it? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, I would probably say it's a mixture of it's actually probably all three, but if I had to say, it'd probably be having an S phone with the built-in S Pen feature and also that squared off design, making it feel a little bit different. But let me know about you guys in the comments down below. With that said, guys, let's drop into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat! First question from Mr. Buddhist Elder. Greg, how come manufacturers couldn't give you the option to, when the phone startup happens, that a person could put their own message, like instead of Fold 3, you could put Greg's Fold? I don't think they do that because, I don't know if they probably could do it, but I don't think they do it because it's built into that firmware. It's like, that's the operating system built, booting up. Now, you probably could get in there or they could allow for it, but yeah, I'm assuming they don't do it so that that everyone has that hard, like, oh, this is the phone you have. And I think just for security measures in case someone gave like a fraudulent phone, I would guess. Tyler Unger, do you know what the thickness of the spec case is versus the thickness of the Spigen Thin Armor Pro case? I want a good Fold 3 case, but not too thick. So I'm not sure of the actual dimensions of the thickness. This is a pretty thick case, but I mean, I'm so used to it now. I'm not like, dang, that's a freaking thick case. That is way too thick for my hands. That's what she said. It doesn't. I don't feel that way. So I would say, grab it. You don't like it, just return it. I always say that. Like you guys, I mean, buy it from Amazon. Well, Amazon's a little bit tough, but I guess you could buy it from Spec and return it if you didn't like it. But ultimately, it's not. I don't feel like it's that thick. It is thicker than some regular like candy bar phone cases I've had in the past. This one's pretty thick, but like clear one, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't think it's that thick, but it is kind of thick, if that makes sense. Dan asks, I have the Galaxy Watch and I haven't been receiving any new security updates. It's one of the later Galaxy watches. So you don't have the Galaxy Watch 4, I'm assuming, probably. If you haven't been receiving updates, I wouldn't be that surprised. Samsung sometimes is really good at pushing out updates. Sometimes they're really bad. Obviously, you've probably seen my channel lately where my Z Fold 4 didn't get an update for like a long time. It was on the like July update. Now it's on the October update, but it's not that they're not that good sometimes. Wouldn't worry that much. Doesn't mean the end of the world unless your watch is super old. I don't even know if they're still supporting that Galaxy Watch, the original one, but you said you have one of the later ones, so I wouldn't worry too much. I don't think but if you're super worried, go into the Galaxy wearable app and check for an update. And our last question of the day comes from Humza Salman. Do you think there's a chance to be a different design for the S22 Ultra, and would you switch to the Pixel if it ever comes out? So I think the designs we're seeing for the S22 Ultra are gonna be what it ends up looking like. So I don't think there's gonna be any differentiation from what Samsung ends up releasing versus what we're seeing with the latest leaks and rumors. So I would probably say it's pretty spot on. Maybe expect, the only difference I think we'll end up seeing is potentially that the camera on the back, it'll either be completely connected or it'll be a slight gap. And right now we're saying that it's gonna be a slight gap. Now switching to the Pixel phone, could I switch to it? I could. Would I want to? Probably not. I really like big displays. The regular candy bar phones just seem too small for almost everything that I do now. I'm so used to having basically a double screened phone at this point. So I probably wouldn't switch over as my main phone. Now probably will be one of my backup phones for sure, but my main phone I would guess probably not. Guys, if you have a question, leave it in the comments down below and I'll answer it tomorrow with the word question as your first word so I can find it pretty easily. And we'll see you down the road and have a great day.